James Charles saying he could have been a billionaire? Charli D'Amelio and her mom making a huge TV announcement, and Shane Dawson's new series. There's a lot to get into today. Let's start with Charli D'Amelio and her mom Heidi. News broke recently that the two of them would be joining the next season of Dancing with the Stars. Deadline announced the pair would both be competing against each other in the 31st season. So the show will no longer be on ABC. If you guys have watched the show for years, then you know it used to come on live on TV. Apparently, it's going to be coming on Disney Plus, which is sad but interesting. I don't know, you guys. The new wave is streaming services, so I feel like soon TV is just like really not even gonna be a thing anymore, which is sad because I feel like everybody went from not having cable because streaming services were cheaper, and now you need to have like every single streaming service under the sun, and it's so freaking expensive. But anyway, Charli has a dancing background, so this should be really interesting to get to watch. Like, they've had YouTubers on before that have joined the show, and so I'm definitely not surprised to see that they cast a TikToker, and I do think that it's a cute and fun thing for her to do. As for her mom, I'm definitely surprised that she's going to be on it as well, but it'll add a fun little twist, I'm sure. I've also seen some mixed feedback following the announcement. Some people were even saying they felt like Charli was too famous to be on the show, but I think it's perfect for her. Plus, JoJo Siwa was on last season, and I feel like her and JoJo are pretty much the same. I mean, they're around the same age and they have the same audience. And I think that JoJo won a lot of new people over and gained a lot of fans by being on Dancing with the Stars. She was already liked, but it made people see her not as just a kid star, but much more than that. She got to show off and cater to not just content for kids. So I think that this will be good for Charli. Now, before we get into what's going on with Shane, I want to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Adam and Eve. I've talked about Adam and Eve before plenty of times to you guys. Adam and Eve offers 24/7 customer service, 90-day no-hassle returns, and 20% of their profit goes to fight the spread of HIV around the world. You guys can go to adamandeve.com and use the code SPILLY to get 50% off one item plus free shipping in the US and Canada. Some exclusions do apply. Once again, it's adamandeve.com and you can use the code SPILLY to get 50% off one item plus free shipping. And thank you to Adam and Eve for sponsoring today's video. Now, as for Shane Dawson, I said a little bit ago that Shane mentioned he was getting an itch to work on a new series. He was really wanting to start to be creative on his channel again and get back to his roots of long form content. And it looks like one is coming really soon. He got onto a Snapchat story this week to do a Q&A, and he said that he was in the middle of actually editing one, and that's why his podcast hadn't been coming out as consistently as it was before. But it would be returning soon along with this new series that he's working on.
Sorry, I took an editing break from the podcast to focus on the series. And then I just took a series break to focus on the pizza that I just ate. Happy Friday. Oh, that was bright. Hi, Grace. Is that a little teacup? That's cute. It involved, well, it started as nothing. Then it turned into something. Then it turned into really something. And now I don't know what to do with it. In a good way. I'm excited. It involves something I never thought I'd be able to actually talk about. So I'm excited. We'll see.
He did give a clue saying that his inspiration for editing the series was the Jeffree series. He posted this picture on his Instagram and said editing inspo. So made me think back to Jeffree recently posting with Shane and saying that he was at the Star Yak Ranch.
Hey y'all, this isn't Yellowstone, but we're here at the Star Yak Ranch and we have a visitor. He came all the way from Colorado.
I just wanted to see my people.
Yes. Shane's mingling with the yaks and he's gonna see which one he wants for dinner tonight.
Oh.
And I thought maybe the series would be with Jeffree, but now I'm thinking it really has to be. There's just no other reason why he would be posting this secret world of Jeffree Star as his inspiration, right? I don't know, you guys, maybe it's about the Star Yak Ranch. I mentioned it when I first talked about Shane having an itch to do a series, that I felt like maybe he would do one on the fact that people have had all these speculations about the Star Yak Ranch being this scary, dark place and dark things happening on the ranch. And I know Jeffree has combated those rumors and said that they were all lies and false and all that stuff.
Oh, hi everyone. Now that Boom has been doing so many crazy errands and drug runs for me. He's finally back.
We're back, Michelle. Been so booked.
Oh my God. Me and Boom never acknowledged all the TikTok lies, but they were kind of funny.
They were funny.
It was just so stupid.
It was so ridiculous, but
It was stupid.
Who knows, maybe Shane will do something with that and make it this spooky, like the dark side of the Star Yak Ranch type of deal. I guess we will just have to see, but either way, he does seem pretty excited about the series.
I'm really excited about editing something like this again because it's my favorite thing ever.
Now, as for someone else that's excited about a project, James Charles. He has been talking about this beauty brand of his for a while now. I know you guys have made a ton of videos talking about the process that he has been through trying to make this brand, especially over the years. James has constantly teased this brand that he wants to come out with, this brand that he's working on, and all these years later, nothing has happened. But he's really excited for it to launch, and it seems like it really is actually going to happen at some point, but it's still very up in the air as to when. The last time I made a video talking about how confusing this whole thing was, I mentioned that he had talked about in a Instagram story that it was going to launch this year around the holidays.
Wow, everybody's out and about this morning. I'm on the way to the makeup lab today to hopefully finalize some formulas. Oh, thank you, Eldon. For the makeup brand that'll be launching later on this year. I'm super excited. This is our second lab day of the month. I have a lot of stuff to do today, so I'm hoping this doesn't take all day, but anything for perfection.
I was like, okay, he's going for this holiday collection type of deal. People are going to be buying Christmas presents. That's definitely like the best time for him to launch anything. So it seemed like that's when it was going to be coming out. But it looks like that just isn't the case anymore. Shocker, since everything that he says about this brand just doesn't end up happening. But I've talked about James saying that he's had to push it back. It's either it's coming out soon or it's coming out in 2 years. So people have obviously had some questions about the situation. And so he did an Instagram Q&A this past week, and he was asked about the launch. Someone said, when's the makeup brand launching? And he said, my goal was holiday of this year, but unfortunately it's not gonna happen because I'm a perfectionist and didn't get my formula approved in time. My lab was ready to kill me, but it's officially done now, so we're full steam ahead, which is amazing. Lots of lessons learned for future launches. I'm not happy about it, but I'd rather take my time and make sure everything is perfect. And honestly, the first launch makes more sense for spring anyway. He was also asked if he regrets not putting the line out sooner. Anytime I've talked about James working on this brand of his, I've said that if he had put this out a couple of years ago, it probably would have been this huge thing, because not only was he popping off in 2018 and early 2019 before the drama, but the beauty world was also popping off at that time too. Jeffree was having major success as a brand owner, and I think James would have really even blown Jeffree out of the water in terms of sales if he had come out with something around that time. Right now, it just doesn't feel like that's really the case here, but it's crazy to hear James talk about missing that time period for a launch. Someone asked, do you wish you would have done this sooner? Makeup is as popular as it was. And I'm not sure if they meant to say isn't. I'm not sure, you guys. But he said, honestly, yes and no. If I launched this makeup line in 2018, I'd probably be a billionaire right now. And I'm not going to pretend like that doesn't make me sad, LMAO. On the other hand, at the time, I didn't have a strong idea for the brand I wanted to own. Years later, although the industry isn't as poppin' as it once was, I've taken my time and I'm now really proud of the brand identity, packaging, and products I've been able to create, and that means more to me than money. I do think that him putting it out now has probably forced him to be more creative and clever with not only the products, but also with the packaging. And he's clearly saying that's the case here. The industry right now is just so saturated and everyone seems to be starting a brand of their own, whether it's a YouTuber or it's a celebrity. Everyone's coming out with their own makeup brand, skincare brand. Everyone seems to be doing it. So I'm sure that has lit a major fire under him to really impress people, not just because other people are coming out with things, but also because there are a lot of people who are against James. So I feel like he wants to prove himself extra to all of those people. But what do you guys think about all of this? James thinking that he probably could have been a billionaire if he had launched a couple years ago. Do you guys think that is true? I do think he would have made a lot more money back then than he probably would now, but who knows? Maybe his product will be the next thing. And what do you think about Shane's series? Do you think that it will be about Jeffree? I mean, it kind of feels like it is, but let me know. And are you gonna tune in to Dancing with the Stars? Comment below if you are, and also how you feel about streaming services versus cable television now. Like, that whole thing is a mess. But I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.